Ah, yes. The Radahn lore. Ah, yes.
General Radahn is known by many as one of the most powerful and influential demigods across the lands between. Many travelers across the lands regard him to be one of the strongest of foes. Located at Redmane Castle in Caelid, Radahn was amongst the children of Rennala and Radahn. His flaming red hair inherited from his father Radahn. I was born a champion's cub, now I am the lord of the battlefield's lion. The golden lion showcased across his armor symbolizes his fondness of the powerful Elden Lord Godfrey.
Dope armor.
And he was naturally captivated by the Lord of the Battlefield. In this fascination and admiration for Godfrey, he would learn and train like the Elden Lord himself, honing his combat skills from a very young age.
Is that what he... Elden Ring could make a whole game on Radahn himself.
All about power and might, though. He also had a tender heart. His trusty steed Leonard was his closest companion, and as Radahn grew in might and stature, he feared Leonard could no longer bear his weight. So he travelled to Celia, the town of sorcery, where he would learn to master the gravitational powers so that he could make himself weightless, allowing him to never leave his trusty steed's side. This would be a friendship
so cool.
that would last to the
Art's so cool. I mean, that's... Oh, that poor horse. It's all skinny and
Radahn
starving,
learned all he
probably.
could from an alabaster lord, an ancient race said to have awoken from the collision of a giant meteor long ago.
That guy's cool.
He could now manipulate gravitational forces and projectiles at will, and his powers had grown considerably. He went on to master the collapsing star's gravitational power. I thank you for the tutelage, for now I can challenge the stars. Radahn would then hold those stars captive in the sky to defend his kingdom. The hidden path to Nokron was protected and out of reach from Ranni the Witch. If Ranni was to enact her plan, destruction may have been imminent across Radahn's sacred lands.
Oh yeah, it's his sister,
Radahn
isn't it?
holds Ranni's state in the palm of his hands.
Brother and sisters, I
The
think.
hidden treasure of Nokron. My thanks. Finally all the pieces are in place. Soon must I begin my journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread.
He would build his fortress in Caelid with his trusty Redmane soldiers to guard and protect all hours of the day and night. Their surcoat depicts a Redmane lion raising a sword in the image of Radahn, their helm fashioned after a lion's fang. They were loyal to their leader and great champion of the Shattering. General Radahn's soldiers were all reputed to be masterful warriors, and it was universally said that the Redmanes knew no weakness. Days after the Shattering, Radahn would be put to the test in the great clash they named Battle of Aeonia, where Malenia and Radahn would lock horns in combat, a fight for the ages.
The conqueror of the stars, General Radahn.
Radahn's probably one of the harder bosses in Elden Ring, if I haven't said that already.
And the blade of Miquella, Malenia the Seventh.
Ooh.
Malenia, Blade of Miquella, had been born into scarlet rot. Much like poison, it would build up as time went on, consuming and putrefying its victims. Scarlet rot took over Malenia's body and mind, but she still rose to take on Radahn. She was a great foe to this mammoth demigod, and she was his true rival. There is a reason, she says, I have never known defeat. A telling tale of a great champion.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Nice sword. I want that sword.
And I have never known defeat.
Joined by her companions, the Cleanrot Knights, Malenia travelled to Redmane Castle
Did
to take
she
the fight to
defeat
Radahn
Radahn?
and his Redmane soldiers. But Radahn would not kneel to this undefeated champion. Some wanderers even said that Radahn's true powers were never shown, as the weight of the stars and his trusty steed held him back from his true potential. But he was truly an honourable and worthy leader and didn't back away from the fight. The Battle of Aeonia took place as both fought valiantly until both could no longer stand. But it was Malenia that would have the final say,
Oh,
as she
Malenia.
ignited a deadly attack they called Scarlet Blue.
What the hell?
Radahn would then be consumed by the deadly Scarlet Rot, eaten from the inside,
shit.
divested of his wits.
So that's why he looks weird.
Finlay, one of the only few survivors of the Battle of Aeonia, in an unimaginable act of heroism, carried the slumbering
Clean rot.
Malenia all the way back to Helgrig Tree to heal. She managed the feat alone, fending off all manner of foes along the way. Clean Rot Knight Finlay was a true loyal soldier. Radahn also survived this fight, but only barely, as his body was the only part of him left. His mind had been infected by the Scarlet Rot, consumed by it. He now roams the Forgotten Lands, eating the corpses of friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog.
Yep.
An endless nightmare.
Just like the
A
dialogue
fate
from the
worse
game
than
when you
death.
fight him. So you're saying he would have been stronger if you were to fight him at
His feet were also
prime.
eaten away by the rot, making Leonard the steed more useful than he'd ever been. The rot had dissipated his abilities, so you can only imagine the mighty strength and what his full potential could have been.
Full potential.
Still, he is controlling the stars, holding them captive even after his punishment. Some Redmane soldiers survived and pushed the Scarlet Rot
Even
far away from the castle, creating barriers
even
and
after
walls
that, he's still
to prevent
strong.
another infection sweeping through. The rot also made monsters of the animals in the region, turning anything in their path to this decaying nightmare. Alas, dear home, I shan't see you again, for our duty is to remain here, a bulwark against the blight. When they were driven out by Malenia's Scarlet Rot, the Redmane Knights burned the crest of the left breast of their armour to indicate their resolve. As loyal soldiers, they continue to provide watch for Radahn, as they know
I
this mighty beast once
Don't
was
know
a
if I've been to
conquering
that
champion,
tower.
and they wanted to see their beloved leader have an honourable death. And in that, they decided to create the Festival of Combat.
Champions! Welcome!
Yeah.
Celebration of war! The Radahn Festival!
General
Whispers scattered across
Radahn.
the
Hey,
lands
that
between,
guy.
some terrified of the prospect, but others up for the challenge. When you enter Redmane Castle, you're not greeted with a ferocious
Guy 8th or
barrage
something?
of attacks
Blythe,
from the
I
Redmane
think.
Knights. No, but a song by
Blythe.
the soldiers of the castle in honor of Radahn. The Song of Honor, a celebration of war. This is the Radahn Festival.
It is a good song, I must say.
Oh, gathering of champions! The revels begin!
I always seen him in the loading screens and I'm like, that guy looks cool. And then they finally meet him
The
here.
Radahn Festival!
Many warriors travelled across the lands to challenge Radahn, some ready to fight for glory, others frightened by what was to come. As his gravitational powers were so strong that Radahn could ride a meteor from the sky and destroy his foes with one fell swoop, a brutal and unparalleled
That was cool, I remember that.
that only a demigod
Oh, don't we
could
all?
achieve. Radahn's arrow attacks also show a glimpse of the Battle of Aeonia, as those same arrows are the ones of Clean Rot Knight's spears that he was stabbed by during that great battle. Radahn's powerful and versatile attacks are enough for some to flee like a gazelle. Even though
Patches.
Radahn is outnumbered by the
Patches.
warriors across the lands, it's a
Mm,
true
little
showcase
patchy.
of how powerful he really is. You could say that the battle, in a way, was this champion's funeral.
Boom, shakalaka. Radahn's great rune.
Into the fray together, the warriors would fight sword and fang, becoming victorious, as Radahn would fall in a great and honorable fight where his display of power and strength was on center stage, and with his death came the falling of the stars as they were no longer captive. This is where we saw a glimpse of his true power. As the meteors and stars of plenty fall, you see what this man was holding back and holding for all this time.
That was a strong individual. I hope Elden Ring does, or From Software makes a game just about Radahn. And they could just call it Radahn or something. That'd be cool. General Radahn.
General
By
Radahn
From Software.
was an honorable champion that will never be forgotten. A living legend.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Thanks everyone for watching that Elden Ring lore video. One of my first ever, so please, constructive feedback. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. What a pleasure it was to dive deep for the last few days into this incredibly rich and complex character of Radahn. Hopefully I did it justice, and hopefully you enjoyed. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please
You did it
subscribe
justice.
with notifications on, leave a like, and also comment below if you found any details about Radahn that you'd like to share. Leave them in the comments.
Well put together, sir. I will put the original video in the link description below, and you can go check out his channel, which is great. This video was recommended to me and someone in the comments, and it's awesome. Elden Ring lore is cool, and now I know a lot more about Radahn, and I hope From Software makes a game based just on Radahn. I think that would be cool. Peace out.